Hello, welcome back to my VTOL VR definitive guide for all of the built-in campaigns. We are continuing through the island campaign today. Last time we completed two missions, redirection and open water. We might actually, honestly, I think throughout this entire island campaign, we can probably just do 2 missions per. Because the missions are pretty short, except the last mission. The last mission can take some time. The last mission will get its own video, but today we'll be continuing the island campaign with mission 5. Yes, that's mission 5, Silent Island. Return to the island to investigate why communications have gone silent. We received an encrypted message from the island airbase, which suggested that a large presence was detected coming in from the north. After that, all communications went silent. The captain is worried that the enemy fleet we just attacked was just a diversion, and a larger enemy fleet somehow sailed to the island undetected. We are returning to the island to investigate the radio silence. Somehow, the enemy fleet returned. We are conserving onboard jet fuel in anticipation of responding to the potential threat, so the fighter escorts will need to refuel in the air. Once everyone is topped off, scout the island and report back. Good luck. So this is primarily a scouting mission, so we're gonna pack light. We want to conserve. Remember, we want to conserve onboard munitions. So with that in mind, we will pack a few air-to-ground weapons. We'll be packing just a few air-to-ground weapons. So yeah. We will also be carrying a very small amount of fuels. Like 500 liters? Yeah, 500 liters will be enough. We'll pack a very small amount of fuel and we'll refuel in the air with the tanker. So let's go do that. Because remember, we're following the briefing that says we want to conserve jet fuel, and you know, with that assumption, we're also gonna try to conserve munitions a little bit. So yeah. So I've got to actually explain our loadout.
We need to find out why no one on the island is responding to communications. The fighter escorts are launching with minimum fuel, so you'll have to bring them to the tanker before scouting the island.
Roger that. I forgot to explain what my loadout actually is. We have equipped AGM-65 Mavericks, which are fire and forget air-to-ground missiles. Helpful if we need to take out any air defenses. And we also have AGM-114 Hellfires, which are laser guided.
This is Romeo Wing, forming up on you. We're going to refuel first, so follow close to the tanker for now.
Okay. Which are laser-guided air-to-ground missiles. Oh yeah, we are very light. We don't. So yeah. Also, we don't need afterburner because we are very light. Because we basically have no fuel. We're basically carrying no fuel.
Landing gear. Landing gear.
Landing gear. Alright. Alright. Wingmen are airborne. Wingmen are airborne. Let's head out to the tanker. The tanker is right up there. I'm not sure where the tanker actually took off from, considering we've lost contact with the island. So where did this tanker come from? Did they send it over from the mainland or something? Yeah, I don't know. But anyways, let's head towards tanker. And yeah. Well, I mean, I know. Also, one reason I'm carrying this load because I know what we're facing.
Romeo 1-1.
There are a couple of air defenses that we have to deal with. So just 2 Mavericks will be enough, and then we can deal with the rest of the ground targets with Hellfires. Anyways, let's form up. Let's form up with a tanker. Let our wingmen refuel first. Once both of our wingmen are refueled, we can go after. We can go refuel after them. You good, my guy? You good? Getting some RWR pings, and I'm seeing some kabooms on the island. Yeah, I'm seeing some explosions on the island, and I'm getting RWR nails. And I'm getting nails on enemy radars. Alright, let's form up with the tanker. Just trying. This will also give us a good read on the tanker's speed, on the tanker's airspeed, which will make refueling easier. So like around 275 knots ish, like 272 knots or so, something like that. Yeah, something along those lines. Now, some people have asked me why we don't just use the autopilot to hold our position for refueling, and that's just because the autopilot is just really not a bit too imprecise. It's just a bit too imprecise to properly hold the refueling position. I mean, if you have the auto refuel mod, the auto refuel mod has a.
Romeo 1-1, all finished. It's all yours, 1-2. Copy. Moving into refuel.
Yeah, Baha's done. Baha, you can go now. You can go refuel now. Yeah, the auto refuel mod does have an autopilot that will that'll refuel for you. But yeah. But in the vanilla game, the autopilot is just not precise, and it's just too imprecise. And yes, we are cutting it kind of close with our fuel load, and I kind of find it funny that in the AV-42's loadout you can actually just select 0 fuel. You can just choose to start with 0 fuel for some reason. You can just choose to start with no fuel. Like shit. Yes, that is silly. It's about like 270 knots ish. Seems like the speed of a tanker.
Romeo 1-2, all done. If you need to refuel, go for it. Otherwise, let's head to the island.
Roger that.
Bingo fuel.
Yep, bingo fuel. Alright, my turn. Oh jeez. Gained bit too much speed. Let's actually put our flaps down to reduce our angle of attack. Let's deploy some flaps to reduce our angle of attack. We're a bit too high. We need to descend a bit. Watch those PDI lights on the belly of the tanker. And slowly approach. Slowly. The fuel port on this aircraft is on the top.
Contact. Hold it right there.
I think we're still good. Alright, well, we're basically filled up. I don't know if he's gonna... If they're gonna give us another... If they're gonna reattempt. No, I think we're too full. Alright, that's fine. This is fine. Alright, we're good. We have our fuel load. We're basically full anyways. Alright, let's go. Let's head out. Alright, let's head out. And that is a demonstration of air-to-air refueling. In our VTOL VR 2025 Definitive Edition and campaign guide. Let's head out to the island. As you can see over there, there's some RWR.
This is command. We don't know what to expect out
Some
there,
RWR
so recommend
pings.
circling around the island and keeping an eye out for hostiles.
I see lots of enemy cruisers, like DMS cruisers or drone carriers, and also a radar contact and a radar ping that we have not seen before. MC and LR. If we go try to look at those targets, look at those contacts with our RWR, we'll see that they're still too far for us to see up. You see something? There's something over there. Be cautious about. But we do want to be cautious about those. That looks like a big. That's a big boy boat. That's a big boy boat over there. Actually, that's a regular cruiser. There's the big boy boat. Yeah, we can see the big boy boat over there. That ship is bigger than all the other enemy ships. It has, you can see there are 2 radars which are sending out the LR and MC signals, and also has big missile tubes on the front. Oh, whoa! Smoke trail! Smoke trail! Oh, I just witnessed a smoke. I just witnessed a missile launch. Missile launch. Missile launch. Dive! Dive! Get out of sight.
Over T.
All right. We just watched that thing fire a missile. Anyways, let's look around the island to see what we can find. Oh, yep, we can see the missile right there. All right, missile defeated.
Wow, yep. Romeo 1-1 here. I see a pretty large enemy fleet to the north of the island. One of the ships looks like a big long-range missile cruiser.
Uh-huh.
Copy. Do not engage. Retreat to the new waypoint and await orders.
Roger that.
Copy that. Let's move back and stay low to avoid being locked up on radar.
Wingman regroup.
Squad. Warrior, we've landed some friendlies in the sky. They're by the highway to the South City and spotted an enemy armor group heading towards us. We're transmitting their position and are requesting air support.
Roger that.
This is command. We received the last transmission. You're cleared to engage, but stay away from that enemy fleet.
Roger.
Your objective waypoint has been updated.
Roger.
Roger that.
All right. So I'm gonna get my wingmen to just hang around here. Otherwise, they will get detected and be shot down by the enemy fleet. Wingmen orbit here.
Roger that.
Just gonna get my wingmen to just hang around here.
Over T.
There, we do see there's some enemy infantry down there. They seem to have occupied that SAM site. But they're not our concern right now. We can deal with them later. For now, there's an enemy armored column coming through the pass. And this column does have mobile SAM sites. Does have mobile SAMs, so we do have to be careful. Use the terrain for cover. Oh, seen. We're gonna use our AGM M65. We're gonna use our Mavericks to take out to take those out. Woo!
Shoot.
Alright, and we're just gonna use our Hellfires to take out the remaining tanks.
Enemy armor group is destroyed. Exfiltrate the friendly squad and return to the carrier.
Roger. Enemy armored column destroyed. Let's go pick up our boys. So the terrain's a little hilly. what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna switch my altitude mode to radar altitude so we can get a good read on our altitude above the ground. They're like right next to that road. So yeah. So with that armored column, what I did is basically I just used my Mavericks to take out the SAMs, the SAMs in that column. That column has a SAW, an SAAW, which is basically a mobile radar guided SAM. A mobile radar guided SAM unit. And it also had an IR APC which fires IR missiles. And then it had 2 tanks. So I used my Mavericks to take out the air defenses. Since they have fire forget, we don't have to keep tracking them, and then we could break off basically immediately after firing. And then I used my my Hellfires to take out the tanks. With the Hellfires, they are not fire and forget. They are laser guided, so you have to maintain tracking on. So you have to maintain tracking on the. You have to maintain a lock on the target if you want your missile to work, to track properly. All right, they're on board. All right, they're on board. Let's head back. All right, let's head back to the carrier. Man, you guys are heavy. What you guys been eating? Yeah. In case you're not aware, loaded soldiers do in fact increase the weight of your craft. So if there's missions where you need to load soldiers into your aircraft, you want to keep that in mind. Wingman RTB. Wingman RTB.
Solid copy.
And you know what? Since we have munitions left, we're just gonna take out those infantry units. But yeah, I believe Jeez, where are you? Alright, we're gonna come around on it and fire and just use our Hellfires to take out those infantry units. Seems a bit that is definitely overkill.
Shoot.
Alright. Rifle out. You know what? I'm gonna fire one Hellfire at one, a Hellfire at one, and then gun at the other. Yep, alright, they're down. Alright, let's head back. Let's get out of here. Our work here is done. We are definitely banking 90 degrees with passengers in the back. I'm sure they'll be fine. But yeah, as I was saying, loaded infantry do increase the weight of your aircraft. It's like, I believe each soldier adds 90 kilograms or about 200 pounds to your aircraft. So yeah, if you know you're gonna be loading infantry, don't make sure you're not too heavy. Otherwise, you won't be able to take off. You won't be able to take off vertically. We're just gonna hit back at low altitude to avoid the enemy SAMs. And just put her back down on the carrier. Alright, approaching the carrier. Carrier, let's reduce our reducing speed and prepare for landing. So one thing you might notice about this aircraft is you see our gun that you can see down there, and the big ammo drum back here. The primary gun of the AV-42 is the GAU-8 Avenger. You know, the same brute gun that the A-10 is armed with. So yeah, you can go Burt. You can this is also basically a Burt aircraft, although for some reason the gun is not mounted on the center line. So for some reason the gun is actually not mounted on the center line. You can see it's off to the right. So every time you fire, the recoil actually pushes you to the right. So yeah, you want to keep that in mind when firing this thing, especially at low thrust settings. With low engine thrust, you want to be careful with the recoil.
Landing gear.
Because the recoil can very easily push you off target.
Landing gear.
Alright. Let's get ready to land.
Gear.
Shush. Alright, wingman our wingman number 1 is about to touch down. We are gonna put her down on the elevator. As always. Nice and easy. Put her down. Whoa, 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 whoa. Y'all gotta stop taxiing onto the runway when someone's trying to land. Alright, we're down. That was a very smooth landing right there. Good job, me. and welcome to the carrier, boys. They're just gonna stay in the back. They won't exit. They won't actually leave the aircraft if you open the door. The mission just completes and they just like stay in the back of the aircraft. So yeah. Anyways, we've unlocked the AGM-89 anti-ship cruise missile. Cruise missiles are pretty nice. Anti-ship missiles are nice. Anyway, sorry. Going to the next mission. Mission 6, Darkness. Is that the door to darkness? Oh. On the scouting sortie, a large enemy fleet was detected north of the island. The enemy has also begun landing ground units on the island. Before we can begin to move in and take back the island, we need to eliminate the threat posed by the enemy long-range missile cruiser. The cruiser has an array of launch tubes, which we believe are capable of deploying 2-stage surface-to-air and anti-ship missiles. It also has a vertical launching system defense cannons. I'm assuming they mean a vertical launching system and defense cannons. Like there's a word missing there, like an "and" missing there. Yeah, I'm assuming it means it's trying to say it has a vertical launching system and defense cannons. So it may not be effective to use conventional bombs or air-to-ground missiles. In order to take out the threat, we are authorizing the use of the AGM-89 anti-ship cruise missile. It has advanced features such as waypoint navigation, radar target acquisition, and a large payload. Use it wisely and destroy the high-priority target. The mission launches at midnight. You'll be escorted by a small wing of fighters to defend you from airborne threats. The enemy has likely deployed more self-propelled SAM units to the island, so keep an eye out for missile launches and radar locks. Good luck. Alright. So this mission, our primary objective this mission is to take out that enemy missile cruiser. So here's what we're gonna do. So basically, we're just gonna like launch our missile at the cruiser from long range. We're just gonna try to identify the cruiser, and then launch our missile from long range, maybe preferably from behind terrain cover, and we have a plan for that. So we're also gonna carry some sidewinders for air defense, for defense against air threats. And we're gonna carry our AGM-89 anti-ship cruise missile on our belly. Yeah, on one of our belly hardpoints. The AGM-89 is really expensive. It's $15,000, which means we can only afford to equip one. So we're gonna have to turn off symmetry and just equip one. Because yeah, $15,000, that is really expensive. So yeah. Let's get out there. We have our gun, we have some sidewinders for self-defense, and we have our anti-ship missile. Let's go. Let's get out there. Unfortunately, this is a night mission. This is also our first night mission. And unfortunately, this means it's super dark.
We need to take out that long-range missile cruiser. We'll have a couple of escorts to clear out any air threats along the way. They have probably deployed more anti-air units to the island, so keep an eye out for missile launches. Good luck. Victor 1-1 here. We'll form up on you once you get in the air.
Okay. So yeah, as I was saying, this mission is unfortunately really dark. It's a nighttime mission, but it's really dark. And actually, pretty much every night mission that was made prior to mid 2023, or was it mid 2024? I think it was actually it might have been mid 2024. I don't remember. No. Yeah, it was any campaign made prior, any night mission made prior to mid 2024 will probably be super dark because the mid 2024 update introduced dynamic weather and dynamic time of day. Which before that time of day could only be set to one of three presets: morning, day, and night. And if it was night, it wasn't too bad because there was actually moonlight. Because there was actually moonlight that lit up a bit.
Engaging.
Wingman, disengage.
Copy.
You guys, chill. Please, chill. I'm trying to talk here. Anyways, but then and after the time of day update, all previously preset night missions now are just now super dark with pretty much basically no moonlight. As you can see, the moon is right there, but it's like a new moon. So yeah, it's gonna be super dark. I apologize. I will color correct the recording and editing. So anyways, before we take off, what we want to do is set up our weapons, mainly our AGM-89. We want to change its terminal mode because direct is bad. Because the missile will just fly directly towards the target, and that's bad. It'll very easily get shot down. So instead, we want to switch the terminal mode. There's C-skim mode, which behaves basically more like a regular anti-ship missile, where it flies close to the water, but it will still fly straight to the target, just close to the water or surface. Still not super ideal. C-skim evasive is honestly the best mode. Is what we're gonna be using. C-skim evasive is the best mode for missile survivability. The missile will basically fly close to the water. Wingman, engage.
Roger.
Enemy UAVs are coming in, so while I continue explaining stuff, we're gonna take out those UAVs.
Fox 3.
Missile launch.
Right, anyways, C-skim evasive is just like C-skim. It'll skim close to the water, but then as it approaches the target, it will start swerving left and right. Ooh. It'll start swerving left and right to evade Sea-Wiz fire.
My missile missed.
Woo! Woo! Missiles. The SAM launchers. All the SAM launchers. Is that all of them? That's all of them. Wingman, disengage.
A big 10-4 on that.
Okay, that's pretty cool to watch. Anyways, anyways, yeah, Seascape Invasion mode is the best mode for missile survivability. So we're gonna keep it in that. And then there's pop-up mode, where it basically up flies in Seascape Invasion mode, but right before impacting target, the missile will pop up and then slam them down onto the deck, which will most likely cause maximum damage to the ship. We don't need that. We're just gonna set it to Seascape Evasive, and let's go. Anyways, enough talking. Let's get airborne. It's also dark, so we need to set our TGP to night mode, so we can actually, you know, see things. All right, let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get airborne. Alright, gear up. Wingman regroup.
Roger that.
I am seeing some UAVs in front of us. Yeah, I'm seeing some UAVs at our 12 o'clock. They appear to be, well, they appear to be just circling around. Wingman engage.
This is command. It should only take one well-placed
Woo!
missile to take the cruiser down. There are multiple ships out there, but we only care about the big one for now. If you can, acquire a positive ID on the target before setting up your missile waypoints. The ship should have 8 launch tubes on the forward deck. The objective waypoint is the last known location of the fleet. Don't get too close.
Roger that.
Copy that. Fox 3. Engaging targets.
Alright, have our wingman. I'm gonna have our wingmen and engaging those UAVs. Alright, I have radar ping on the enemy cruiser. First of all, we want to get positive ID on the enemy cruiser before you know, engaging. We have missile. I am getting missile. So I'm getting RWR our nails.
Fox 3.
Alright, identified. Target identified.
Slippery bugger.
I see it.
That's a miss.
I see it. Now the fleet is stationary, which actually works in our favor here. So what we're gonna do is we've identified the enemy cruiser. We're gonna mark it. We're gonna press the GPS send button, which will mark the cruiser's GPS coordinates. Oh geez. And then we're gonna help out our guys. Wingmen disengage.
Understood.
We're gonna help out our guys in taking out these UCAVs. Fox 2? Fox 2?
Copy. On it.
Oh shit!
Track. I got it. I'm going down.
We lost wingmen down! Wingmen down! Anyways, UAVs are down. Enemy UAVs are down. We lost our wingmen. We lost the wingmen. Anyways, target has been acquired. We have acquired the target. Now let's. Oh jeez. Let's fall back at this and begin setting up for our attack. Let's fall back out of SAM range and begin begin setting up for our attack. Right. So we have acquired the target. Our wingman was shot down by FA-26. Oh, he got shot down by friendly fire. He got shot. Apparently my wingman got shot down by friendly fire. That's on you, buddy. Anyways, we're gonna be setting up for our attack now. We have acquired the target. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna plot a GPS path to the target. So we have the GPS target marked on our map here. What we're gonna do is we're just gonna set up put our aircraft on autopilot real quick and begin setting up. So we want to plot a path for our missile to follow towards the target. Now, unfortunately, when I did this before, I actually plotted around the right side of the island, or which side is that? That is the north. Or actually, that's the west, the east side of the island. But however, there's actually more enemy ships on the east side of the island, which could cause your missile to lock on to the wrong target. So instead, we're gonna plot the course around the west side of the island, because there are less ships on this side. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna plot a course. By that, you can set your nav display to soy, and you can move it with your stick. Then you can select where you want to put your GPS point. We're just gonna keep it, and then you can also set the altitude you want your GPS point to be at. We're just gonna keep it at 0 feet to keep it closer to water. So we're gonna set boop, boop, and boop. So we're gonna mark these GPS points. This should bring it at least close to the stern of the ship, where the ship will be most vulnerable. All right, cool. This path should bring the missile around the stern of the ship. And then we're gonna go into our GPS page. We're gonna make sure our target is actually at the bottom. And then we're gonna select the first GPS target and select path, and activate path mode. This will connect the GPS points into a path, and then we're gonna verify that it is connected correctly, which you can see it is. It is connected correctly, and then we're gonna begin. And then now we are going to begin our attack. Let's begin our attack run. Gonna head towards our GPS point. You want to make sure the first GPS point is selected. We actually flew really far in the opposite direction. That's fine. You gotta make sure the first GPS point is selected. And then we're going to, and then you want to make sure the first GPS point is selected so that the missile will fly towards the first GPS point and then follow the path. Then we're gonna select our AGM-89. We are actually still out of range. You see that diamond is our selected GPS point. We're gonna select our AGM-89. We are, as you can see, it says that over there, it is in path navigation mode. So the missile is in path navigation mode. Oh, I think it's actually saying that the path is too long. So yeah, if the path if the GPS path is too long, it will actually not be able to reach. So we're gonna actually have to redo our path. I don't think we're not gonna be able to do the path. So let me just rearrange my path real quick. All right. Yeah, it was too. The missile path was too. The GPS path was too long, and the missile wouldn't have been able to actually make it that far. So I just shortened the path. We're not gonna be able to make the missile come behind. It's fine. It's gonna be a more direct path. It's fine. And yeah. Now as you can see, the missile is in range, which is so the missile has enough fuel to make it the entire path. And we're gonna get a little closer to the GPS point. We're gonna get a little closer to the GPS point and that'll give our missile the most energy. And alright, and this should be good. And bruiser. Alright, and now we wait. And now all we can do now we do nothing but wait. All we can do is wait now. Let's turn back towards the it's the fleet. And now I'm gonna set up my GPS. Sorry, my spectator cam to follow the missile. Now, as you can see, one of the updates that came out recently actually it made it so that all of your weapons or all of your guided weapons have will show an ETA to the target. Well, at least for a little bit. But it gave an ETA of about 130 seconds, so we have basically the missile is going to take about 2 minutes to reach the target. Now all we can do is wait. That's literally all we can't do anything else. All we can do is wait for the missile to hit the target. We can watch the missile's path to the target.
Autopilot disengaged.
You can actually follow the missile. The missile does appear on your nav display. You can see right there. And we can just follow the missile heading to the target. So, you like jazz? I'm gonna estimate like, I don't know, I'm bad at I'm really bad at estimating time. So I'm gonna say it's maybe like 60 seconds. Say there's gonna be about 60 seconds to impact. Yep. But anyways, we wait. We must wait. We should be able to actually turn around and actually turn around to watch the fireworks. Yeah. Although we might not get close enough in time before impact. Let's see if we can watch the fireworks. Oh, missile is in terminal mode. Missile has begun on its terminal mode. It is flying directly towards the target. It is sea-skimming towards the target. Let us watch. It is now in evasive mode. It is swerving left and right to evade Sea-Wiz fire. Sea-Wiz fire is gonna start shooting back at the missile. Oh, whoa, look at that Sea-Wiz fire. And direct hit!
That ship won't be a threat anymore, but there's plenty of
Woo,
anti-air
kaboom!
Woo!
Look at that. Look at that explosion. What an explosion. Woo, kaboom! Alright, good effect on target. Let's head back to the carrier. Oh, jeez. Don't. Alright. Be careful when maneuvering not to crash into your wingman. Wingman RTB.
A big 10-4 on that.
Alright, it's gonna be real dark. It's gonna be alright. Now it's time for a nighttime carrier landing. That's gonna be fun. We're actually really high right now, so we need to descend. I'm actually gonna put on my night vision. There, that should make things easier to see. Where's my MFD brightness? Just gonna turn that down so it's not blinding in my night vision. Let's head towards the carrier. And prepare for landing. Our carrier's being lit up by our landing lights. It's super bright in my night vision because of our landing lights. Alright, wingman is touching down now. Alright, wingman is on the ground. Watch our altitude. We're getting a bit too low. Alright. And now slowly descend. Oh god, it's just blinding in my night vision. We're too slow, losing too much speed. Gaining too much speed.
Ground crew is on station.
Alright, good enough. Alright, that's good enough. We are down. We're a little bit into the... We're actually a little bit too far to the... little bit too far to the right, to the starboard. Let's actually, so we're just gonna tilt and just taxi a little bit closer to the edge. All right, perfect. And yeah, that is both a nighttime carrier landing and our first ASM strike. Hooray! ASMs are honestly I like using ASMs. They are they make good kaboom, and then the ships is just no longer an issue. It's great. We love it when things are no longer an issue. I like making things not an issue. But with that is gonna be it for this video. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.